Welcome back, baby. You're live in Showdown Studios in the heart of Sydney, and this is Throwdown Season 3 of League Play. We're into week number 3, brought to you by McDonald's. My name is Jake Asterix, Aussie Panko, Tom Courier, Lord Snedden, and Yummy Cheese, and the man at the end, also known as David Lane. And guys, we're in week number 3. How you feeling? We're getting towards the end.
I've been looking forward to this week for a while because this is when we start seeing the separation. Though I thought it was going to be last week, but they're so close right now, and there are some real do-or-die matches at this point. This week, there's no chance for them to be close.
Yeah, that was the thing that threw me off last week as well. Most of the matches, I think about 70%, were 1 point aside. Yep. So every game was crazy tight, even though the final series scores weren't. So yeah, it could be anyone's game.
No, definitely could be. And last week we saw the rise and success of one of our teams called You See Me, Excuse Me, who are also now named Pale Horse Esports, who have taken that over as well. It's good to have an organization backing, but even better, it's good to see this team standing out in front on 2-0.
Yeah, I love seeing when any team gets picked up by a professional organization. Yep. Pale Esports?
Esports?
Pale Horse Esports,
nice.
A fairly new organization in the Oceanic region, and they've picked up one of the best teams here, and I hope that they're giving them the support as I expect that they are.
Yeah, and I love the metaphor as well. Like, the Pale Horse means death, and they're like the team that came through the underdog ladder, and now they're just taking down all the top seeds.
I mean, you can take that darkly as much as you want. Hey, let's have a look at the leaderboard as well, because we've got some other teams who are standing on top, but You See Me now, Pale Horse Esports, as we'll try and say that one a little bit better for you. They are leading the pack. Jam Gaming taking an unexpected loss as well, but it is close, like you said, Cheese Man.
Yeah, and they're the two top teams. They have the chance to separate themselves this week and make sure that they guarantee themselves 3 wins on the ladder will guarantee.
Yeah, 3 wins as well. And then the other side, we do have like Scylla Esports and the other team still tight behind them, though, being able to pull something out if they get wins today.
But teams like Billy Fan Club, we were expecting them to be on the top of the pack, if not second or third. But right now, 1 and 2, they fall themselves down. And Scylla Esports, the other team, have an opportunity to trump over these reigning emperors. And Palpatine, he died at the end of 6. Oh, spoiler, sorry.
Wow.
It could happen.
My goodness, I haven't seen it yet.
If you haven't seen it by now, it came out in like 80s, man.
Well, if you haven't seen it, do it.
Do it. Absolutely do it. So, and the top of the ladder, let's have a look at what they're fighting for as well, because it is a big prize pool. And sitting in position number 1 will net you $2,888, with the share of the rest of the prize pool, $8,888.
I just got to admit, that's a spicy graphic. But the real spice here is, again, every single win nets you a little bit more and more money, and it ramps up very quickly until first place, $2,888.
And I love that everyone gets a share, though, because it really annoys me when you go into a competition and you play exceptionally well as one of the top teams in a region, and you walk away with nothing, have invested so many weeks of time and practice. And that's what I love about these events. You come in, even if you don't manage to, you are still one of the best teams, and you deserve to be rewarded.
And of course, and so without further ado, let's look at our first game as well, because this is going to be a big one to start us off with League Play week number 3. Billy Fan Club going up against Scylla Esports. These two need these wins. They are 1 and 2 and cannot afford to take another loss.
Well, that's the big thing, right? They can't afford those losses, because if they lose now, they're pretty much barred from getting top 2 seeds in the gauntlet. And in the gauntlet, seeding is so critical.
Yep.
Well, even a 1-3 is going to make it really hard for them to get into the finals. It means that next week becomes a must-win for both, well, whoever goes 1-3, and one of them is guaranteed to be stuck in that spot at the end of today. But the big news is, of course, Scylla now bringing back Dumbo, who has been missing. We've not seen him. We've missed him quite a lot, and I think he's going to add a lot to the roster.
So you reckon he's done some secret Croatian training while he's been away?
Oh, man.
I actually think probably the opposite. He's been on vacation. And the big question is, if he's come back after 2-3 weeks in Rocket League, that's a long time. And his mechanics might not be as strong as we expect. We're going to have to see at the very beginning of this match whether he is playing on point, because if he's not, it's going to be rough for him.
But maybe it makes a difference for the roster of BFC, who have been struggling to get off the ground. And we said it last week, and we won't rinse and repeat, but we need to still point out that BFC are not in their highlight form.
Oh, 100%. I spoke with Jake earlier this week, and he said I think we have a good chance to win if we stop defecating the bed, would be the quote.
Wow.
So there.
That was said very nicely.
Yeah, he's very PG. I thank him a lot for the broadcast. But yeah, like, it just showcases they were one of the top teams going in, and they're just not having the consistency they need.
Oh, on the same note, they do keep saying, we're going to bring it back next week. We're going to bring it back next week.
Yeah.
And it's only a matter of time until they do bring back that form. We've seen some highlights of it. We've seen moments of their old selves.
Yeah.
And any week, they could just come in and just have a blinder.
We have seen old moments of Jake especially, and Jake has been someone we've wanted to perform, and when he's all the way pushed back, we say maybe it's not BFC performing at their best, but it is someone I want to see come up and start carrying the roster once again.
I mean, this is the problem that we've seen from Jake. He's been pushed too far back, and he's not confident to move forward, and you can really see that here in his stats. A lot of saves, but almost nothing in the forward half.
Yeah.
And his score is almost 100 points per game, less than last season, where he was so much more confident to move forward.
Well, that's 100% it. The Tyrant has kind of fallen in that regard. His score is sub 200, which is unlike nearly everyone else that we'll be seeing today.
I think there's only 2 people below 200.
Yeah, and he is such an exceptional player. He can read the pitch when he's on, he can shoot, he can score, and he can play the entire field. So it is weird to see him this far down.
Yeah, and we have to see him up against a much more confident team, and Snarf in the Scylla Esports, he takes a very similar role as Jake. He sits back, but we know that he is confident moving forward, and he is able to get those shots on when the team needs it, but also cover the defense.
I love watching Snarf. The guy has impressed me week after week and is a bit of a rising star of mine as well. His goals, better than Jake. I mean, his stats at the moment, it's quite easily to beat Jake.
Oh, yeah, Snarf. First 2 games of last week, he was crazy. He pretty much carried the whole thing on his back. He's just a one-man army when he's switched on.
And I mean, he actually had the highest score per game by a ridiculous margin. He averaged 350 last week.
Yep.
And he is really coming into form. He's one of those players that has always been solid, but now he's actually coming into a place where he might just be one of the best players in the region.
Yeah, that's 100% right. If you can come up when you need to and get all those shots, get all those goals, but also have over 1 save a game average, that's a guy that can play the pitch. And if you can play the pitch and rotate that well, you're going to win games.
And I think, of course, Scylla Esports, going up against the other team last week, we said it was very defined. Scylla Esports speed things up. The other team wanted to play slow. Going against Billy Fan Club, will they have the same mentality going in against their playstyle?
Well, Billy Fan Club used to play fast, but now they're a kind of team that understands the pace of the game. So Scylla Esports is still going to play incredibly fast. That might be a problem for Dumbo if he's not executing properly, because it is very difficult to execute when you're playing as fast as possible.
Oh, yeah.
But then Billy Fan Club, they're able to hold back, play it patient when it needs to. So they can actually, they're really good at adapting here. It'll be interesting to see how Billy Fan Club play.
Yeah, for me, I think the big thing I'll be looking out for is if BFC can get their shot percentage on point. Because a lot of the games they played last week, they had the 3, 4, 5-man touches, but their shots were like left, right, post.
Execution wasn't a strong point last week for BFC,
No,
was
not
it?
at all.
No. And missed touches and missed timings as well was the crucial fix, which they got taken advantage of. Hey guys, let's get predictions before we go into our game number 1, Cheeseman. Considering how BFC have been playing and considering how Scylla Esports can surprise us, what would you go with?
I'm disappointed with Billy Fan Club last week. I put my faith in them again. And you never cross Yummy Cheese Man when he puts faith in your team. So I'm going Scylla Esports 3-1.
Wow.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to go 3-2 to Scylla on this.
3-2 to Scylla. So we've abandoned BFC and jumping into game number 1. BFC don't have the cards in their favor. We're going to say bye. Cute. We're going to say goodbye to Cheeseman and jump into game number 1. Scylla Esports taking on BFC. Career Lord. If BFC can adapt, however, your predictions, both you and Cheeseman, will become horribly wrong, horribly quick.
Oh, yes, so fast. If they adapt, they're just going to be like, we're back to being the Surgeon Generals, and we're just going to take you guys apart.
But I think, honestly, you guys have been right in the past. We have been looking at Scylla Esports in a different light, and since coming from Sandcastle, now Scylla. Members like AOE Amp have been playing exceptionally as well, and I think that fast-paced style has been working wonders for them in this league play.
Oh yeah, AoE Amp is terrifying. That dude is such a bully, and that's what shut down Jake last week, so I expect to see the same.
Oh, here we go. Game number 1, or should I say series. Billy Fan Club taking on Scylla Esports in our Throwdown league play week number 3. We've already had a great kickoff from Scylla Esports, but straight away, Billy Fan Club bring the ball back on down. Going to play it off the wall, and this style of gameplay looking for a lot more control out of Billy Fan Club. Scylla Esports just trying to drive it through and get that control themselves. Looking for the center, it was Snarf there, passing it on through to AOEM. Won't get the ball, and Snarf checking the ball away. We'll play it through this midfield.
Yeah, we are seeing Scylla starting off aggressive, and the first goal is opened up unless Torsos gets that final touch for defense, which he secures nice and safe.
Torsos will secure it safe in the end, Courier, but however, Scylla Esports keeping it down this side of the field. AOEM slowly dribbles, great touch over the top. We'll actually pass it on over to Dumbo. Dumbo's returned to the pitch this week. We're going to see if he's in fine form or if... Where did he go? Went to Croatia? Is that where he went?
Yep.
Czechoslovakia. Croatia. All right. Korea, you meant to say yes. This is the point where you say, yes, Jake. It was Croatia.
I said yes to your Croatia, Jake. You just panicked. Unlike Torsos, who is now turning back around to tag team with his friend Drip and Jake.
Jake gets a ball mid-air. Torsos passing it through to the center, but it's messy play so far. Not the greatest passing. Not getting above 2. Torsos will clear it out, but Billy Fan Club maybe getting a little bit more possession. Scylla Esports finally on the defense. See what Billy Fan Club can do with this.
Yeah, good read there by Jake. Unable to get the touch. Torsos seeing his... Jake is struggling a bit already, we can already tell, and he's trying to cover that gap.
Ball hits over the top, and Drippe back in defense. We'll get the clear out as it hits the roof, and Scylla Esports just getting clear after clear, back and forth. No real big shots on goals, no real big passing plays. Just big clears. Looking for the opportunity. Ball bounces over the top. Oh no, misread by Snarf.
Yeah, good shot by Drippe there. Getting the bounce just in front of the goal. Straight from that beautiful angle that we've been loving to see from him. All the way through league play.
Is that normal?
From Drippe, maybe.
From Rocket League, no. That was pretty cool. That was pretty good. All right. First goal. Woken us up a little bit. Billy Fan Club. Thank you for that. Cheese bad. Chum it in. All right. It was an own goal. Confirmed. Billy Fan Club. They'll still take it, though. And that first goal is going to mean a lot as Torsos is the brick wall in front of that goal. AOEM trying to get his shot percentage higher and higher in this first game of the series. Scylla Esports have to recover what that was. That was an open goal again. Torsos to drive it through. Where was Scylla Esports? They pushed up.
Yeah, they just seem to be passing it over now. Both of them standing there, going for the boost rather than the ball. Interesting decision.
Very anticlimactic goals here today. It's just Scylla Esports driving the heart of our narrative. You play quick, you may make mistakes. Billy Fan Club look like they are a little bit more controlled, and this would be a better start to the series. If they could take down Scylla Esports here, push themselves up to a 2-2, at least they give themselves a chance. At least give themselves a chance to go into that gauntlet and not count themselves out against a team like Scylla.
Ooh, great pickup by Torsos, taking advantage of that pinch, turning it straight into aggression. And if aggression's anything to go past, Scylla is really struggling with their defense.
Jake misses the ball, but it's recovered by Torsos, who sends it on over. But AOEM jumps into the air, looking to follow through with that aerial. Could have been a great shot. Is Jake there? Yes, he is. Clears it away from goal. Scylla Esports just finding it before he can get past their side of the field. Great aggression from Scylla Esports, but the offense, what do they make of it? Well, they find Jake first. Dumbo's sitting on the side here. Ball stolen away, but Snarf to recover as he rips the handbrake and has another shot. But Jake is staying in defense, not pushing up. This time, however, it may work.
Yeah, Scylla has taken huge advantage of taking all the boost spawns around Billy Fan Club. So even though the shots aren't on, they'll be able to bleed them of any aerial play.
Questionable touch from Torso, still sits in the corner with Scylla Esports getting challenge after challenge, but these 50-50 plays aren't always working out for them. As Drippe will pass it on to Jake. Is this open? Scylla Esports have to deal with Torsos there. Billy Fan Club rotating around nicely. At least their passing plays are working out. Touch after touch, not successful. Drippe this time is the one that clears it, and Jake will finally get it into Scylla Esports' side of the field. Torsos jumps on down. Great second touch. The center, is it there? Everyone was back, playing it nice and safe. with only a minute to go.
Yeah, that clear was critical, gave them the opportunity to release all that pressure and turn it right back down with Jake getting that shot straight on target. Beautifully done.
And Jake out of nowhere sets it up for Billy Fan Club. This is controlled. We're not sweating. We're not saying Billy Fan Club. We're stressed out. What are you doing? We're saying Scylla Esports. They're just going through your line of defense every single time.
Yeah, they are really struggling with the addition to Dumbo to this team, and consistency has not been their thing.
Jake might now have another shot, 45 seconds remaining, and 3 goals might just tie this one up in a nice little bow as Drippe comes through backboard. Second touch, where's the third? The shot was onto goal if they could find it. However, they do not. Jake, that's Drippe, sorry, lobs it into the air. Torsos again, Drippe's on the ground, hits the backboard a second time by Dumbo. It's a close setup, a risky play, but Scylla Esports will finally get the clear. Now here we go, there's their passing play into the shot on goal. Goes a little bit wide on the wing, and Torsos will get the clear. I think with 15 seconds remaining, this is going to be a nice game for Billy Fan Club to pick up.
Yeah, certainly one they needed to get their heads back in the mindset. Unfortunate touch there from Snarf, but I think they'll be going confident going forward.
And League Play week number 3, Scylla Esports do not start out strong, but Billy Fan Club, you can be confident. The team with Jake, Torsos, and Drippe is going to perform under the pressure most of the time. But that was a nice game from them.
Yeah, they did a good job. They've had some nice passes going forward. But I think the big thing, as you pointed out, Jake, is Scylla Esports just really struggled on defense.
Yeah, look, Scylla Esports, maybe it's the addition of Dumbo. Maybe it's the fact that Dumbo didn't really have the highest percentage in that game in terms of stats. But Scylla Esports, yeah, really did struggle going against the ex-Alpha Sydney roster of Billy Fan Club. If we look at Billy Fan Club, they just had a ball. Like, this was the old style of, oh, let's play a bit more of the backboard. Let's just pass it up. We've got control. Played a bit more on the time side. Better than the other team did last week.
Yeah, that's it. They played more timely. They took their time. It was very well paced.
We said time, yes.
Time. It's temporal. But Scylla, on the other hand, yeah, they just, normally we expect them to come in, hit the ground running, come in fast, and they just couldn't do it.
Maybe slow off the start. We know that game 1 can be a little bit trippy.
Yeah.
You know, sorry. It can be, look, it can be a slow start, and you talk about time, we talk about the progression of things, and maybe that's what Scylla Esports needs. They need time in this series to bring themselves back, and at least, let's not use warm-up. Let's go for something a little bit more to transgress. Does that make sense?
Let's run with it.
Let's say we did it. Let's go for it anyway. But if you want to get a win against BFC, now is the time. They are not in their finest form. Or at least we said that before coming into League Play Week 3. Game 2 begins now with Billy Fan Club already a win up. And with the confidence like that on kickoff.
Yeah, could have been a pretty free goal there if they wanted to push forward, but BFC does like their defensive kickoffs.
So Esports now have to deal with their defense, and you said that this time there's going to be a shot onto goal. Jake comes in. He's pushed himself up. Could be an opportunity for Billy Fan Club. They are now looking confident after that first win in game number 1. Torsos hits it into the air. Set up for Drippe. Into the corner. Very close call. Dumbo will save the day. But for now, Billy Fan Club having that shot on goal is going to be a good start.
Yeah, that was some sick showcase of mechanics there. So even though it didn't turn into a goal, it is some great bullying there, forcing Jake back into the goal and leading to a shot from AOEM. That is some quality teamwork.
And Scylla Esports, I don't know if that was the distraction or not, but Jake was just forced into a corner, and AOEM, beautiful shot into the top of that goal.
That was some Robot Wars level stuff there. Just absolutely bullying Jake. That's how you break through a rotation. Just knock them out.
Scylla Esports will start the kickoff again strong. It's a great center, purely off a one shot into the corner. Scylla Esports with that first goal. We just talked up Billy Fan Club. We said this could be their rise back. But remember, we only talk about Game 1 loosely because in a lot of series, Game 1 doesn't mean much to these teams. It's simply a start, but not a means to an end.
Yeah, that's it. Could be anyone's game. And if AOEM has already realized that their rotations aren't tight enough, so we should punch a hole in BFCs, that adaptation may be what leads them taking the next 3 games.
How do you punch a hole in BFC if they are that timely and that controlled? Well, the answer is you have a big shot on goal. You set it up nicely, and a shot like this, BFC, there's the goal, is a net open. AOEM slides on through. Torsos will be now the one to recover it, but Scylla Esports not stopping here. He gets it past one, and the challenge doesn't succeed against another. Scylla Esports, another shot on goal. It goes slow. They try to drop it through Jake and Dumbo to recover the ball, but Torsos is having his own little time in the sun. Scylla Esports might have another opportunity right now.
Yeah, they're going to have to use Dumbo well here, get those pass plays, but an unfortunate touch has led to BFC getting the pressure back.
BFC now can play with this, but Drippe misses the ball. It goes right over the top of him. AOEM goes for the 50-50. It's Snarf here, and he'll drive the ball through. This time he's going to take it slow. The ball's there for the center. One touch was needed. A shot. Is it there for Scylla Esports? I'd like to think so, as AOEM drives up the corner. But Scylla, they're continuing to get the ball down this side of the field. It's a really dangerous play. Dumbo almost succeeds it. Even with that one goal, they're still looking comfortable, and this is a much better game too.
Oh yeah, that defense there from BFC as their goal was almost open up. Those just-in-time rotations show that they are back on point.
Drippe going to jump in front of goal. The ball bounces on the backboard to set up the flying aerial coming through from Dumbo. If Torsos is back in time, could give some hands, but Drippe off at this corner now, trying to dribble the ball through. 3 members have gone back to defend. This passing play, Torsos hits the roof, the backboard, the follow-through. Drippe was close to making that a highlight, but not this time.
Yeah, Dumbo coming back to his well-known defensive pre-jumping up and stopping that third touch before it came through.
Jake coming through, it's going to hit the crossbar. Again, the center followed through. Drippe has to get back into goal. He goes too far forward, and Dumbo will get his first goal.
Ooh, counter-attacked on. Great shot point from across the entire pitch. Great realization that if they keep drawing BFC in, they can punish them with that cross goal clear.
It's every time I talk about BFC and say, look, this could be their game. This could be their series to bring them on back. As kickoff comes to a standstill. And then this happens again. Torsos might have left the goal. Jake, can he jump back up? Will save it. Pitches it on up, and Dumbo off the backboard. It's going to bounce in front of the goal. The challenge of 50-50 right in front of that net. Who can find it first? It was Jake, and Jake slows it on down, takes it himself. He's gotten it past 2. Can he get it past 3? The shot by himself. Follow it through Torsos. Give him the honor. So close into the corner. And Torsos, if it was left for him, you could have said it would have been his shot.
Oh, great play there by Jake. Past the entire team. Just needed that final touch for the follow-up. New attempt, though, from Torsos. They're building the pressure. Hopefully it is, and yes, Drippe finishes.
And Billy Fan Club right off the back foot there. This play stood in the air and then finished with a shot on the heart.
Oof, beautiful redemption. This is what they need, those good passes, bringing it to a close.
Scylla Esports, you will not be comfortable only being 1 goal in the lead. Jake pass the ball onto the left-hand side. Scylla Esports to clear it back over. A minute to get another goal on the ball. The setup from Scylla Esports is good. That was Dumbo now, and Snarf to recover it. It will hit the backboard, bounce on down. Scylla Esports still trying to center this ball. Give a great setup there and chip it into the corner. You got 50 seconds to play with here, and BFC need to get one of those big plays again. When they do get the successful timing, it looks fantastic.
50 seconds is scary, though. BFC are not the fastest team, even though they have great team play. So scary moments and need to be utilized.
Why did you say that? We have another shot on goal. Jake has pushed himself up. Billy Fan Club, I think they are sick of losing games they shouldn't in all reality. Torsos, he's gone back in defense as well. It's Billy Fan Club with 20 seconds. They just cannot get the ball out of this side of the field. Scylla Esports continuing on forward. And here we go, Billy Fan Club. It's their shot at fame. Or at least their shot back in the sun. But 10 seconds remaining. Scylla, there could be an open goal. Drippe's back in time, but they have played for time. And that's all they needed here. Scylla Esports, with 1 second, have an opportunity to take a game off BFC. And the ball hits the ground. It will be Scylla evening the score.
Ooh, they're coming back in force. Dumbo starting to get switched on a little bit more, and that could just mean that BFC could be in a bit of trouble.
AOEM played a good game as well. That setup, that shot, that cross into goal was fantastic from Scylla Esports. But what we saw from Billy Fan Club was the signs of life, the signs of a bit more control. What's going on with Billy Fan Club? I don't know, but I would like to see more of those kind of plays.
Yeah, there were some beautiful touches. If they can get that consistency, that's all they really need, because the general level of play has been strong enough to carry them forward.
And Billy Fan Club have been a team that in the past have been like, oh yeah, you know, they might drop a game here and there, but they'll always come back strong. And we can't say that anymore. We don't know where their level sits anymore. But Scylla Esports in that second game have showed that, yes, it was just game 1, maybe a bit of jitters, maybe adjusting Dumbo to the professional role. But Dumbo stepped up that game, and he looked like he was performing exactly how he should have been.
Yeah, their team's they're falling back into the general groove. So I would be surprised if they just didn't play better throughout the rest of the day. So that's going to be scary going forward.
Coming into this next game, we're going to see if BFC can make one of those plays again, or if we can see Dumbo's rise to fame and start creaming on these kids.
Yeah.
Huh?
I want to see more of AOEM.
How old is
bully
Dumbo?
People. I don't know. My stalk game's not that strong.
I can't say that if he's a kid and they're a kid.
No, I think he's
kids.
definitely old enough.
Is he?
Yeah. We hung out after our last...
He's 20. Confirmed. Hope Croatia would have been fun then. All right, Scylla Esports. Third game. Here we go. It's their opportunity. Take down BFC. Drive it to the heart of the jugular. I don't know if that's what we want. The heart of the jugular?
The heart or the jugular would both work.
I mean, hug them. That's what I'm talking about. Only 10 seconds in, and Billy Fan Club have a shot onto goal. An interesting style of play we've seen from Scylla Esports in game number 2. See if it keeps up. See if 30 seconds into this game, if they can find their first goal. Dumbo sitting back, has an interesting sound to his jet. Not sure why. What is that? Starlight.
Yes, it is. Jake getting the touch, though, trying to build some pressure, but Snarf too quick on the foot and manages to stop it just in front of goal.
Very close call. Played with fire in front of that goal, and Torsos will jump on around and rotate through. Goes around the center field and might just be the one back in defense. All of Billy Fan Club's members playing it very far back, looking for the pass play up through the field. But Scylla Esports, they're onto it first, and they just send the ball right back.
Yeah, brave cheat forward there by Torsos, but didn't have the angle to be able to make something of the play, and is going to be forced to rotate very heavily back before anything can happen.
Billy Fan Club, opportunity arises once again as Jake Drippay and Torsos push up. You can see as a unit, they look solid. Their rotations are good, but it's all about the play itself. Torsos has a shot at goal. It's there, nicely done. Billy Fan Club, we could read that one.
Yeah, beautifully done, using the demo to break out the defender, just like they did to him earlier. That's revenge.
It seems like every time these teams score a goal, it's one or the other pushing up, trying to challenge or trying to push up their line of defense. Jake has done this 3 times in a row. You should be reading that by now. Scylla Esports will finally regain control of that kickoff, and Jake to pass it forward to Torsos. Keep that momentum. I like that word. That's the only time I'll use it today, ladies and gentlemen. We'll keep that secret as well. And there's one person who doesn't want me to say that, but he'll never know about it. Jake off the wall now. Scylla Esports to regain control, but it's back to Billy Fan Club. They set it up for Torsos. He's going to have maximum boost with this one as well. Around the back, rolled around the wall, setting it up for Drippay to drop down. Scylla Esports read the play first, however. Drippay trying to recover it, but he cannot rotate around. So Jake puts it on forward again, and we'll give Billy Fan Club a bit of breathing room, bit of time, which is what they can work with for now.
Yeah, and they did manage to get possession straight back with their shot on target. Follow-up just not on point.
I mean, it was a close call. Jake sets it up. Does he set it up for himself? I question exactly that. It is hard to move around the ball while you're in speed. Jake with the shot into goal, close. Will hit the side post. Drippay off the wall now. It's into center field. This is a great play. Is that goal open? No. Scylla Esports is saying, no. We're back. We're back. It's okay. Jake will miss the ball through the air, and Torso's just waiting for the bounce, or at least the clear.
Yeah, that was a weird moment where everyone realized none of us have boost. So they all just scattered around the pitch, leaving the goal open, and everyone a little bit confused.
Drippay, this could be a great pass. Off of the corner, Torsos will read the bounce as it comes on down through the net is where they want to drive it, but it only doesn't even land in the goal square, in fact. Jake will punch it on forward again. He goes for his own play. Stylistically almost gets it. Sets it on up. Billy Fan Club back in form, I dare say.
Yeah, they're back on. And this is where you never want to be against BFC. Once they get that lead, they play very defensive, wide rotations, and become this impenetrable bulwark against any balls coming their way.
And Scylla Esports, you know, they could have had that defense. They could have touched a little bit better, but you got to say that Billy Fan Club, all that pressure in front of goal is building up for Scylla Esports, and they are cracking. 2 goals, Scylla Esports, do they find this through with Torsos? They do not, but the question is, what else can they do in front of goal? Missed touch. Oh no, but Dumbo's like, that's my goal.
Freebie.
Look, there's not much to say, but Jake, a little bit too far forward. Normally you see players, when they're waiting for those goals to come around the corner, they push back into the net itself and get ready to push it on out. But Billy Fan Club, Losing that goal is going to be big. Scylla Esports a minute 30 to equalize. Jake's going to push on up. Yeah, maybe stay out of goal for now. Jake comes through the air, misses the ball, and Scylla Esports will just clear it back over. Could be a potential goal, but Trippe again saving the light. Great touch. Scylla leaves Snarf in front of goal, so it will be okay for now. But this is the passing play right through center. The shot is driven to the heart, but it does not find the veins.
Yeah, Dumbo's waiting for the follow-up. Snarf, and AoE all coming in together, building that pressure, leaving Torsos to be hard on D.
1 minute remaining, and Courier, I'm glad you can say that with so much confidence, because I'm not sure how I think about it. Scylla Esports, they have another shot at goal, however, and it's 50 seconds remaining. Billy Fan Club got to be shaking in their space boots right now. Off of the corner, the second touch, it's read by by Jake, and then by Drippe. Torso's in front of the goal, will try and clear it away. 30 seconds. Game number 3 could just go over to Billy Fan Club. They get a win here. They push themselves back into at least some kind of comfortable position in the tournament.
Yeah, and it would be that unfortunate situation again for Scylla, where they could be back in their perpetual 3rd place.
20 seconds remaining. Scylla Esports. Doesn't matter what they think right now. Torso setting it up. Jake is there, having a shot onto goal. Another one comes through. It's going to hit off the backboard. Jake rotates around, slows his pace down. Drippe trying to roll it through. It goes in front of the net. Opportunities arise, but Billy Fan Club, they have wasted the time of Scylla Esports. That could be all that matters. They try to keep it into the air. Torsos tries to pop it down. It'll hit the roof. Jake will try and let it hit the ground. Scylla are saying no. Scylla are in front of this goal. An opportunity arises. Yeah. Billy Fan Club playing with fire, but at least they get game number 3. So it is 2-1 in a series which you guys predicted could be 3-1 or 3-2.
Yeah, close game coming together. AoE not having the pressure that I thought he'd have after getting all those great bumps on Jake earlier.
AoE has 1 assist in that game, and that was it. That was it.
Yeah, the eternal bully. Maybe he's got a soft side. He's like, you know what? These guys have been having a rough time. They've been losing to a lot of random teams, as Jake would say. Maybe they're the underdogs, and we need to treat them right.
Well, Billy Fan Club, though, 2 wins in this series where we said that, no, Billy Fan Club probably going downhill. They're probably going to sit in a 5th or 6th position as a potential, maybe 4th, if they were lucky. But this is a good start for them. This is at least bringing back that drive and that feeling of hope for a team which we lost it long ago.
Yeah, that was starting to hurt me, Jake. That hurt me bad. But yeah, it does look like they're slowly getting their form back together. And if their shot percentage just gets a little bit higher, I'll be very confident for next week as well.
Maybe they're settling down. Maybe they're just coming back in and going, look, it is Season 3. We can experiment so much and do so much with our current play style. Coming off the international stage, now into the I guess, the dominating form of Oceania. Let's see how they perform.
Yeah, and we have AoE has been subbed out for this game as well. So maybe it could have been an internet issue on that regard.
Okay, let's see if the roster change last minute will affect them whatsoever, but I think the answer is yes. You at home may think the answer is no. Let's see what happens. Game number 4, Billy Fan Club, 2 wins already. Great start by Scylla Esports. But again, when Billy Fan Club are involved, it gets a little bit tricky. Korea and the Billy Fan Club, 440. Been a very slow start to the game. The kickoff will not really expire anything, but Jake going to take the ball through the air off of this left wing.
Yep. It's cool to see Daisu coming into the game. We did see him through league play, and he had some great shots on the offensive, but he struggled on the defensive. So will he be able to crack the nut that is BFC's defensive going forward?
Drippe sends the ball up into the top part of that goal. Again, Torso's going to set it up. Drippe coming through the air, trying to knock it down through 2 members. Almost slides it in. The goalposts were there, and it's not a game of AFL, but it was a close start. Torsos will keep it there. Jake pushes it through. It's going to get centered on through. Drippe there. Quick demolition. How quick can he drive the ball through? Not quick enough as Billy Fan Club will look up for another set-up play by himself. No way! Drippe, the Duke. I'll call it that.
Drippe up in the air, does try to get the finishing touch, but unfortunately both teams unable. Dumbo not in time.
Silly plays, not even that. Let's call it good plays. 1 goal for Billy Fan Club. Scylla Esports Not exactly reading them perfectly. It was a nice kickoff there. Jake doing the exact same thing before, so Scylla Esports eventually learning. There's Daisu in front of the goal, someone we've highlighted enough. Torsos and Drippe coming through. Here we go, the unrelenting force of Torsos begins now with Drippe at his side. Jake is back in goal, versatile player. Let's see how versatile he is. It's a great pass, he passes it to himself, tries to chip it through to goal. Jake is having some stylistic plays, and it's good to see that this player could be back in action.
Yeah, I'd love to see Jake being that reactive player, reading the pitch, then coming forward and making big things happen. He's very enjoyable, and he helps telegraph to everybody the backboard pressure, follow-up coming through, but intercepted.
Yeah, 3 minutes in, still that goal, but Torsos, he's going to join the army as well. The army of Jake, the army of plays. Billy Fan Club setting it up off the backboard. It's a mistouch coming through from Dumbo. Daisu to recover. He sits in front of this net. He does not want any more goals going through. But Billy Fan Club have got something else to say about it, as they will not let it get out of this half.
Yeah, they keep doing those passes into the corner to try break the pressure, but there's been a lot of intercepts from BFC. But they are running it round. Good clear from Torsos to gain back control.
Billy Fan Club pretty much have a cross-map shot a goal. Jake's coming through the air. Misses the ball because Snarf's already cleared it out. Jake rotates back. Quick bump shot at goal. Through the middle. Torsos. Nicely done.
Ooh, that quad two's up on the scoreboard. Great punch follow-up there by Torsos. Good read. Just clean play.
Torsos can do more of those. Baby Billy Fan Club are back.
That was a banger.
That was a nice banger. Scylla Esports, yes, making some mistakes on the fly. Billy Fan Club feel like they are returning and showing us that Scylla are no match for them. Or are they? Let's have a quick look. No, I stand by it. Scylla, maybe no match for them.
I think a really big problem they'll have going forward is Dumbo's returning, right? So they're going to be doing lots of training without their sub Daisu, and now they're playing with their sub and the newly returned member. They wouldn't have worked on these rotations.
Billy Fan Club continue their defense. Nicely does it as Scylla Esports. 2 minutes left to work with. This is a 3-1. It will surprise a lot of people at home. Jake puts himself up on the field in the offensive position. Torsos is rotated back, but he clears it up. Who's it set up to? Sets up to himself. Daisu's there. And off of the corner. Torsos will just keep picking up boost. Try and rotate back. Scylla Esports now, their opportunity arises, but it's Jake and Torsos left in defense. Torsos just passing up to himself. That's all he cares about right now. He's passing up to himself.
Yeah, it's super safe. If you're the only one pushing forward, you can leave 2 on defense and just keep bleeding that timer with the 2-goal lead.
I think Billy Fan Club realized how important this game was, and at least this week, because of the fact they need this win. They needed to show that they could still beat a team like Scylla Esports. A minute remains. Jake has set himself up as it hits close to that side post. Torsos. Again, he's just going to be the one hanging on back. The shot's there. Another own goal for Billy Fan Club. Yahoo!
Ooh, right idea, wrong touch.
What about wrong idea, wrong touch?
I like the idea of going up for the pass, but passing it the wrong way.
And Snarf will get the goal. Scylla Esports for that one. Billy Fan Club like to keep it nice and close. We could see our first game 5. First game 5 in a while, in fact. Drippe will come through after picking up that boost ball, as Courier will say. Torsos comes in, looks for the challenge, and will slow Scylla Esports down. They have 45 seconds to work with. And Dumbo and Daisu, 2, I guess, relatively fresher players for this series. Look like they're okay for now. Scylla Esports haven't really had the biggest amount of possession. Coordination from Daisu there.
Yep, good steal from Jake. Just trying to bleed the time with clears up in the air. Shots, they're not as important. Bleeding the time is good, though.
Backboard and interception from Dumbo. They have to get it through another person, and Drippe comes in. This is Jake off of the corner. It's Drippe again. And how is Drippe going to play this? Well, he plays it around the corner. Torsos lying in wait. He bumps on back. Sorry, he flips back. 5 seconds remaining. Looks like Billy Fan Club, all the setup coming through. Again, great save from Jake. That might just about do it. As Scylla Esports in what was, yes, nicely done, Dumbo. In what was a series, we're expecting Billy Fan Club to show how out of form they are. It has just become a nice return to the pitch for Billy Fan Club. 3-1, they will take this series in good fashion, in good form. and we've got to welcome them back properly.
Yeah, good guy Dumbo helping Jake pad his stats a little to get that score to 200.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. But let's be honest, Scylla Esports are just... look like they're struggling in that game. I am getting very worried about them. They do sit towards the bottom end of that ladder. And after that game, Billy Fan Club Cheeseman are just looking better.
They were looking really neat
Apart
this
from
week.
the own goals.
Well, apart from like 5 own goals.
Yeah, they had to do that.
So in the end, really, you could say that Billy Fan Club scored like 11 goals across the series.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
But no, I mean, Scylla Esports, they were playing really well. I was actually incredibly impressed by their passing plays.
Yeah.
Probably the best team for passing that we've seen in this entire tournament.
Yeah.
But that was part of the problem with the Dumbo coming in. They weren't quite executing those passes properly. And as soon as that stopped working, they were going for a lot of just clears and bad clears in particular that went straight to the Billy Fan Club team. And because they were in rotation this week, Billy Fan Club were actually able to take advantage of it.
That's a big problem a lot of people do have, is when they go for the clears, if you don't do it big enough, all you're doing is passing possession, and the pressure just comes back in like 5-10 seconds time.
Billy Fan Club, though, you got to admit that this is going to make them feel better, and I think we will see a lot more improvement and a lot more build-up of Season 3 now that our league play has shown that Billy Fan Club are definitely not out. If Billy Fan Club were out, if they were down in the bottom, if by the end of Week 3, Week 4, we said, well, Billy Fan Club are not joining us, in the gauntlet, we'd be going, whoa, that's big. So this is managing expectations that Billy Fan Club still have that opportunity.
Yeah, they still have the opportunity to get in. I don't think they'll be able to take first place at this point, but we'll see them again next week. And as well, we'll see Scylla up next, and now they're in a position where they kind of do or die. They're 1-2 down, and with AOE out because of internet issues, they have to come back with the Desu, who, as we saw in that series, wasn't quite warmed up. There were some missed touches that led to goals. It was a real shame because Scylla Esports looked like they could have taken out the last 2 games.
And this is worrying as well because Pale Horse Esports are going up against them, and they are undefeated so far, and they are looking on point. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is have a 5-minute break, and then when we return, we're going to see Pale Horse Esports take on Scylla Esports and see if Scylla can regain some of their fame back, or if Pale Horse are just too strong. See you in 5.